Our Mom series continues today with a very important conversation, maternal equity. I wish it was equal for all moms to be, but the reality is the color of our skin and our financial resources, those play a big role in how we're treated during pregnancy. So to learn of how big of a problem it is right here in the DMV, I talked to the president and CEO of the March of Dimes, Stacey Stewart. Stacey, thank you for joining us today. I wanted to start off with basically what your big mission is at March for Dimes, and that's for preventable preterm birth to that and also the birth risk for babies. How do we find an end to this?
Yeah, no, it's great. And congratulations on your pregnancy, by the way.
Thanks.
So the March of Dimes is the leading organization fighting for the health of all moms and babies. And we do work on two big issues. I'd really say three.
Okay.
Preventable preterm birth, because premature birth and the consequences of premature birth are the leading causes of death for children between the ages of 0 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then maternal mortality and morbidity. A lot of people don't realize that between 700 and 900 women die every year as a result of pregnancy and childbirth. Sorry, don't want to scare anybody, but it is an issue we have to deal with in this country. We have some of the leading highest rates of maternal mortality and morbidity as compared to every other highly industrialized country in the world. And then the third area is around health equity, that within those two areas, we have significant racial inequities, where Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die as a result of pregnancy and childbirth, extraordinary rates of disparities of infant mortality among Black and brown babies as compared to white babies. So this is a lot of work we got to work on together. The March Times leads the effort, but we really need everyone to be involved. And it takes the entire country to address the issue.
Well, I'm glad you say it. I know it does sound scary, especially being pregnant right now. You're like, wow, that's a ton of women. Yeah. But if we ignore it, it's not like anything is going to change or be different. One thing we have focused on recently is the racial disparities for women of color. So you're saying even here in the DMV area, they're more at risk?
Well, absolutely. Black women generally are often at the highest risk of complications and even death as a result of pregnancy and childbirth. Black babies are still far more likely to die before their first birthday. And a lot of these health inequities are very misunderstood in this country. We've been actually dealing with these inequities for generations. The fact that we're talking about them more openly and trying to address them may feel new and sound new, but we're dealing with some very old issues that have lingered too long in this country, stemming a lot from racism and institutionalized racism and discrimination in this country that have led to these inequities and disparities. But it's time for us to address these issues by looking at the issues around implicit bias and making sure that women of any race and ethnicity have access to high quality care at all times, are respected and heard and listened to at all times, and feel like they have an opportunity, just like any other woman, to have a successful and healthy pregnancy and certainly a healthy new baby.
One thing I wasn't thinking about, we talk about food deserts here in the DC area a lot, but maternity care deserts, do we have those as well?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, a lot of people know about food deserts, places that you live where there's no nutritious food to buy or to get in any sort of way. We do have maternity care deserts. The March Times has done a lot of research to look at counties in the country where there's really no obstetric care, no hospitals that offer obstetric services, no OBGYN, no birthing center. And yes, in the country, about over 50% of our counties are considered maternity care deserts or have very limited care. And in the DMV area, we do have maternity care deserts or very limited care. For example, in Wards 7 and 8, we would consider that a limited care area because there's such limited access to obstetric care in east of the river. That's why the March Times is doing so much right now to really open up opportunities for group prenatal care and mobile health care to be brought to women where they live in Wards 7 and 8, because there's no reason why women, based on their income, based on where they live, should not receive access to the high quality care that they need in order to have healthy babies, just like women west of the river or in suburban Maryland or Virginia.
All right, here's the best part. We can actually do something about this problem. It's not just the problem. We have a solution, because tomorrow is the March for Babies. It will be held virtually. It's very simple. You can actually just download an app and then walk for miles on your own time. All you have to do is sign up at marchforbabies.org.